Hello, my name is Lauren. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do this little review video to watch some old vlogs because really that's the whole point of me vlogging, is so that I can share my experiences with my family and friends, and also so that I can look back on them and remember the things that happened. So almost just over 2 years ago, I moved to Shanghai, and I lived in Shanghai for 2 years. And I learned a lot in that time. I learned a lot about China, about speaking Chinese. I learned a lot about myself in that time. So I wanted to look back. The first 2 videos that I ever did when I was moving to Shanghai, I called them, okay, wait, let's get this. It's called Shanghai Week 1, and the next one is called What Do You Eat in China, but it says Shanghai Week 2. So these are the videos I want to look back on and see what was happening. What was I thinking? What was going on in those videos? So let's take a look. At the start of this video, I'm literally just saying how great I did at avoiding jet lag, which is, I mean, fake it till you make it, but I definitely did not avoid jet lag. We went to the mall by the apartment we were staying at, and we went to Starbucks because I heard that they had different things in Starbucks and I wanted to see. And little did I know Starbucks would become a big part of my life. I went to Starbucks a lot more when I was in Shanghai than I do when I'm home in Canada, because it was just really close to where we worked and it was accessible and it was just a quick snack. So I went and ended up going to Starbucks a lot.
Pretty normal.
It is a little bit different. They have, I really like, they have like different like seasonal drinks, like the special promotion kind of things. Those are cool. Oh, we go to this noodle place that was in the mall by us, and it was kind of weird. We didn't really like that place. I don't think we ever went back there, but that was a fun time. I remember the very first day when we were super jet lagged, we went to this, like a different like restaurant that's in the mall. We had food, and how I remembered that day and that food was that it was so good. I thought that was like the best meal ever. And then a couple months later, we were like, oh, what should we do to eat? Where should we go? We were like, let's go back to that place. Remember, it was like some rice and beans and like some meat something, and we were like, oh, like remember how good that was? So we went and we got it again, and it was not. We were like, why did we like this? Why did we think this was good when we first went here? I think by then we had just tried so many other places that were like so amazing that going back to that first place on that first day, we were like, oh, I guess not. This is our first time at the bakery. We went to that bakery often. It's good, so good. Wow. Then we went to McDonald's, and some of the items on the menu, we were like, what is going on? And then we were at the machines and we didn't know what we were doing or how to pay for things, because everything in China you can just pay on your phone using Alipay or WeChat, which is amazing and so perfect. Like, wish I had that here, but we were new, so we did not know how to do these things. Us struggling with our phones trying to pay. Okay, that was basically that video. Let's go Shanghai Week 2. I said, guys, I love this store. It's an everything store, and we're in Miniso, which is like, I would say is a lot like the dollar store, which is my favorite store in Canada, the dollar store. So of course I love Miniso. My first time in Miniso. So many cool things here. I commented on these little bottles of like body wash. It looks just like the bottles from the Body Shop, and I was like, oh, like, is this like not fake market, but like, is this like fake market? Like, why does this look exactly like the Body Shop ones? And someone in the comments was like, this is Miniso, like, how do you not know this? I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Our first time ordering at Coco. And we were like, oh, we don't know what to say. We don't know what to, and then we like went up to this, we finally went up to ask for what we wanted or point at pictures or whatever. And they had like an English an English menu, so we were worried for no reason.
Black tea with strawberry.
And we love Coco. We went to Coco so much. And then when we got home to Toronto, Coco has a bunch of locations here now. So amazing.
Finally found coffee.
The two things that I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss the stores in Shanghai, that I was like, I'm gonna really miss them. Coco was one, and Innisfree, the like skincare, was another one. And then by the time we got back 2 years later, they both had locations in Toronto. So now I don't have to miss it at all.
Coffee. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, our very first day, we had no idea where anything was, and we walked like, I would say it was like 45 minutes, but maybe it was only like 20 minutes. We walked like 45 minutes to get to like a Western convenience grocery store because we didn't know where anything else was and or how to find it. And that's where we paid a lot of money and got a lot of like basic stuff that we needed, which was fine. And then when we later realized that there was so many other like stores and markets close to us, we're like, we're never going to do that again. And we really didn't. We really didn't go to that store really ever again.
But it's exactly what we were looking for. Like, perfect. So I want to
The
show you
market.
something
The market. We love the marketplace. Like, just so many things to choose from, like so cheap comparatively, like, and it was so good. And so many of the people that we worked with did not go to the marketplace like ever. We loved it. I went all the time. I loved it.
I was tempted just to be like, one of everything, I want to try.
Oh my god, the green beans. We're showing you the like extremely long green beans. I just had never seen them like that. Like, crazy. So good. We made beans. We actually made our favorite bean recipe last night here, and that was like the first time that we made those beans since coming home to Canada. We used to make them all the time when we lived in Shanghai, which was based off of the beans aren't a dry pot. The cauliflower was dry pot, but the beans are just like spicy beans that I really liked. So whenever we went to a restaurant and we tried things we really liked, we would try and recreate it with things we bought from the market and try and make it at home. Us just looking at all the products that we got at the grocery store. When we first got there, I think I was just so excited and overwhelmed by like everything having Chinese writing, like Chinese characters on it. I was like, wow, it's so cool. Like, this is so cool. This is so cool. And then obviously you're just like, this is normal. Like, you know, you get used to it. It's just normal now. But we were so impressed. Okay, that was fun. I want to see some more like adventure. So I'm going to go to another video. I want to do, this is the tour Tianzifang video. And I went back to Tianzifang so many times. Every time someone came to visit, it's just such a tourist spot. We went back, yeah, so many times. So it's gonna be interesting to see what it was like the first time I was there. It was busy this day at Tianzifang. It was really busy. It looks nice out. When did I post this? Oh, this was in October. So video was posted a month after we got there. We got tea, and then we ended the day at Yong's Dumplings. When we first got to Shanghai, we were obsessed with Yong's. The dumpling, like, it's kind of like dumplings but fast food style, and it was right by our place, and we went there so much, and we ate them so much that like I think we both just grew tired of them. Like, we were like, too much, so haven't been there in a long time. Oh yeah, the first time we were at Yong's, I had noodles, but I also had I had dumplings, but I also had like a glass noodle dish, and the glass noodles were just like, they weren't broken up. They were really long noodles, and they're so hard to like pick up and chew and swallow. They're like slippery. And then when I had glass noodles after this, like sometimes they would serve it in the cafeteria at work, and the glass noodles were cut small so that they were easier to pick up with chopsticks. I was struggling this first time. I don't remember ever being terrible with chopsticks. I feel like I was always like okay at them, so I was never worried or anything. But obviously I got a lot better as well. The first time eating yongs, everyone does this the first time. You have your dumpling, it's a soup dumpling, and you take a bite because you don't know what you're doing, like this, and that is wrong. Do not do that. You gotta take a tiny little nibble out of the top and then suck the soup out. Otherwise, you're gonna get sprayed with all the soup. That was fun. I still feel like I want one more video. Something else. Ooh, let's do Jing'an Temple. I also went there quite a few times.
Ready for the weekly vlog. Came out at
I look so young and fresh, and my hair looks so straight in this video. This was November. So this was almost a month after Tianzifang. So this was like 2 months in. And I am fresh and ready to explore.
the something temple station. Neat.
And I said the something temple station. I didn't even know. Jing'an Temple Station is like one of the main subway stops in like the downtown area. It's just a really main stop. There's a lot of things in that area. And I probably couldn't remember or know how to say the Jing'an Temple. That's so funny. Us getting lost. Being like, where are we? How do we get places? To be fair, I was watching something from when like Tara and I were, when Robin and I were there, only like, I don't know, that was like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were still getting lost. Sometimes it's just hard to read the map, okay?
It was like 2 blocks, and here it is. Hey everyone.
This was our first time at Mr. Pancake House.
What?
Chicago, Black
This was our first time. Remember we walked to Jing'an to get to Mr. Pancake House, but that location was closed and then we had to keep walking. That was our first time experiencing Mr. Pancake House and also experiencing a location was closed. And like, I don't know, places just close and open and a lot more often it feels like there. Looking at all the bikes lined up on the street, talking about, oh, we're gonna take bikes. We did end up biking on some cute little days off that we would go biking. Okay, here we are at the temple. God, I remember the first time I saw the giant Buddha statue that's in the main temple, in the Jing'an Temple, and like, it's huge. Like, it just is like, you're like, wow, in awe when you see it. Like, the first time I saw it, I was like, that's amazing. It's so crazy. Like, I just feel like we don't have things like that here. And then how old it is, like all the history, just like so amazing. And then you go to like the 2 separate ones that are kind of at the back, like opposite of it. And there's the one with the big drum, but it's hard to see between the little slats. And so I was like looking, like trying to look in, and I realized that what I was actually seeing and why I couldn't see anything was because it was so big that I was trying to look for something smaller, and I was like, it like scared me. I was like, ah, like this huge drum is taking up the whole building. At the end of this video, I talk about us going to the fake market. I didn't take any video in the fake market, but I talked about it, which is, what is the fake market station? Line 2? Science and Technology Museum, Green, Line 2. And we went there a lot too. This was our first time there. I got a few things. I need to do a separate video actually about the fake market, and like, we just had so much experience with it after we were gone from there. We took everyone there all the time. And so now I feel like I really can understand it. I need to make a video for you about it. But this was my first time. And I remember the first time we ever went there, like the first corner we turned, I saw a watch that I wanted to buy. And I was like, we haven't seen anything yet. We just walked in. I'm not going to buy this watch right now. And I think he was going to give it to me for like $6 Canadian.
Less.
Yeah.
We got him down to 15 kwai.
15 kwai, that's $3 Canadian. Like, and I think he was just having fun because I was so uncomfortable. Being like, I don't know, I don't want to get this, and so we walked away, and then I think I didn't get it for as cheap, but I did end up buying that watch later on. But that was just so funny. I was so overwhelmed that very first thing, like the minute we walked in, I was like, ah! I need to do a separate video on that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this was fun. I don't know if anyone got anything out of this other than just my own enjoyment of reliving everything for the first time when I was in Shanghai. And that's like the main thing that I really loved about having guests and like family and friends come and stay with me when I was there, is I just felt like we could go to all these places again, and by me taking them there for their first time, I was able to experience it with them as well. And it just was like exciting, you know? It's exciting to like show people the things that you were interested in and that you found so interesting. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this where I talk about some experiences that I had there looking back on it now. I don't know, I feel like that would be a good idea. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let's do another one like this. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments, and I will see you again very soon. Click subscribe, give it a like, check out the links below. Bye.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.